Hello, everybody at Life Lesson Organization. My name is Austin Goodman, and I lost my father to lung cancer at the age of 14. He left us, unfortunately, with a lapsed life insurance plan, which ultimately left my mother and I to work with $6,000 from that life insurance plan of payments that he made. And it was supposed to be a $500,000 plan, which would have really helped, but that's not how the story went. But here is how my story goes. When I was 14, like I said, I lost my father, and I remember driving to the hospital. And when I was driving to the hospital, I got a phone call from my brother. I picked up the phone, and he was already crying. He was like, "Let me talk to your mother." And my mother was driving the car. We were already on the way to the hospital because my grandmother had called us about a half an hour before saying that things were getting very serious. She answered the phone. I had given it to her, and once she hung up the phone, she started crying, and she told me that my father had passed away. 14 years old, I was shocked emotionally. I remember walking into the hospital room and just, I was at a loss for words. It was so impactful, that moment in my life. I will never forget the image that popped up in my brain, the image that I saw of my father laying there, with no life left in him, and then my mother throwing herself on him and crying her eyes out. But unfortunately, on top of that, the life insurance plan that he had put in place and he had paid $6,000 towards, which is the only money that we saw from the insurance plan, had lapsed, leaving us with no life insurance money, $6,000, and whatever my mom had left over in her savings account. Luckily for me, this is where my journey really began. I started having to become a man at 14 years old. I was working for my father at 10 at his kiosk that he had in the mall, but really I started working, and I paid for things myself. I really looked at my father's loss as not motivation, but just a way to kind of keep myself going, because I didn't know when tomorrow was going to end, or you never know when your life is going to end, and I just think that you need to take every single day and keep on moving. So although I didn't get that money, and although I still don't have my father, and I'm 20 years old, I still keep on going every single day. After about 2 months after that, I became vice president of my youth organization chapter, and then 2 years after that, I became the regional president of that youth group. Now I'm in a fraternity at Michigan State University, and I'm studying journalism and have been working in professional sports, and I'm a junior at Michigan State University, and I couldn't be more proud.